Hey everybody, Victor AJ here with a quick video on ATS. I see this come up on the forum and on the Discord constantly. Folks asking, how come I lost the autothrottles on my CL650 and I just can't get them back? I'm here to help. Let's take a look. So right now the autothrottles are engaged, and if you look at your MFD between the N1s, you're going to see a magenta 91.6, and it's labeled CRZ. That's for cruise. That's your N1 thrust limit. In order for your autothrottles to work on this aircraft, they need to have this valid N1 thrust limit. That thrust limit is set by pressing perf on your CDU and looking at the thrust limit page, and you can see it matches. There's the cruise setting of 91.6%. Most often, 95% of the time, the reason your ATS trips off is because your thrust limit went away. And probably most of the time that's happening on descent when your virtual FO is coming up to transition the bleeds to the APU on the descent. Something like this. And there they go. If you look on the CDU, the first thing you'll see is there's no longer climb, cruise, or max continuous thrust N1 thrust limits posted. You look and see that the autothrottles are failed. You look over here, you'll see your ATS is ghosted, indicating your ATS is off. That's why we're all here. And if you look at your MFD between the N1s, there is no N1 thrust limit presented at all. So how do you fix it? Well, you got to give it a valid N1 thrust limit. So the first thing you're going to do is, if it looks just like this, you can come up here and you just go ahead and select takeoff. And now your 90.8 is active. If you look on your MFD, you'll see the thrust limit is posted. Now just a couple more steps and you're back in business. Click Auto Throttle Disconnect. That'll clear the fail message, and then come up here and just select ATS, and there's your auto throttles. You're back. Everything's fine. If this situation doesn't perfectly match what you have going on, and you don't have a valid TO thrust limit here, there's one other thing you can always fall back on. And this isn't technically correct in all situations, but you could just put a target in this target field manually. So, for example, you could type in 91.0, and that's always a great number to use. You could throw it in there, and you can press that just like you press takeoff. The only difference will be it'll be displayed between the N1s on the MFD in cyan, just like it is in the CDU. And as long as there's a valid thrust limit presented, the auto throttles don't care where it came from. So, I'm not going to get too deep into the why here, and if you really don't care, you can stop the video now. But the reason why this happens is because in the publications for the Challenger, there are charts for all of the different bleed configurations in combination with wing and cowl anti-ice that present these thrust limits. And certain combinations just don't have any data. And that's what's happening here, is you're going from a condition where there is data to a condition where there is not. So these charts, they kind of look like this. I'll go ahead and display one for you. And this is for cruise thrust, 2 engines, 10 stage bleeds open, and you can see that it's fully populated. Well, we do not have a chart available in any of the publications for cruise thrust, 2 engines, 10 stage bleeds closed. And that's what we went from. We went from this chart to that chart that doesn't exist. That's why the cruise blanked out. That's why you lost your ATS. All right, everybody. I hope everybody stays well. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps some folks out.